Hi, friends. This is not a success story, and it is not a failure story either. It is simply my story. A few years ago, I was working in a PSU bank. Alongside that, I was pursuing chartered accountancy. Life felt structured at that time. Everything had a direction, and I believed I was steadily moving toward it. I had dreams connected to finance and accounting. I wanted to complete my CA final. I wanted to build a career where my efforts would eventually turn into something meaningful and stable. I believed that if I just kept going, things would fall into place. But life does not always move the way we plan it. My journey paused. It was not one single reason. It was life happening in different forms, responsibilities changing, priorities shifting, and eventually a career break that I did not fully plan for. In that phase, I also experienced motherhood, which changed my life in ways I could not have imagined before. Suddenly, my focus was not just on career goals or exams, but on an entirely new responsibility, a new identity, and a new rhythm of life. My CA final remained incomplete, and slowly, without realizing it, I stepped away from the path I once thought I would finish. At first, I told myself it was just a break, temporary, something I would return to once things settled. But life rarely gives us a clear moment called ready again. Days became months, and months quietly became years. During that time, life moved forward for others. Careers progressed. Goals were achieved. People changed roles, built milestones, and kept moving ahead, and I found myself in a space that was difficult to explain. Not exactly moving forward, not exactly going back, just paused in between. There were moments of doubt, moments where I wondered if I had fallen behind, moments where I questioned whether restarting would even make sense after such a long gap. But even in that silence, something inside me never changed: my connection with finance and accounting. Even when I was away from studying or working in the field, I still found myself thinking about money decisions, business patterns, how financial systems work, and how people make choices with limited resources. That curiosity never left me. Over time, I realized something important. Maybe I did not need to return to the exact path I once imagined. Maybe I just needed to continue in a way that fits who I am now. That is when I decided to embrace ACCA. Not as a replacement of the past, but as a continuation of my journey in finance. A way to rebuild my professional path with structure, global perspective, and renewed focus. It felt like a fresh start, but also a familiar one, because the foundation was always finance and accounting. Around the same time, I also began exploring something new: digital tools and AI. I realized that learning today is not limited to traditional methods. We now have tools that can help us explain, create, and share knowledge in ways that were not possible before. And that gave me an idea. What if I combine everything I have: my finance knowledge, my accounting background, my life experiences, my ACCA journey, and modern tools like AI, not to become someone different, but to express the same knowledge in a better way? That is how this channel was born. This channel is my way of reconnecting with finance and accounting, while also sharing what I learn along the way. I want to simplify concepts that often feel difficult. I want to talk about money, business, and decisions in a way that feels real and relatable, not overwhelming or technical. This is not just about studying again. It is about rebuilding, learning, and sharing at the same time. And if you are someone who has taken a break, paused your journey, or felt like life moved ahead without you, then maybe you will understand this too. Life does not always follow plans. Sometimes it pauses us. Sometimes it redirects us. And sometimes it quietly prepares us for a different beginning. I do not know exactly where this journey will lead, but I know I am ready to start again, not from zero, from experience. This is day 1.